Hey guys, in today's video we are going to be taking down this Hunter original and we'll be installing something else up in its place. Now I haven't quite decided which fan I want to put up in here, but I'm thinking something with a light kit as part of the standard equipment, because one of the caveats with this one is that it doesn't come with a light kit. And while I could install one myself, I think I want to take this opportunity to just swap out the fan. This one's been up here for quite a long time, relatively speaking, and I think it would benefit from kind of taking a little break, and this room could benefit from having a light source from the ceiling, because my parents occasionally use this room and now they just use those desk lamps and it's not always sufficient. So we'll get that done today. Hopefully it won't be too daunting of a task, because this is a very heavy fan with oil sitting in the center reservoir there. But we'll get it done, so without further delay, let's get started. Okay, let's take the blades off first. I think that's the most logical first step to take. You always got to be careful when you're taking these darker finished fans apart, because the screws are also painted, and if you're too careless with them, you're gonna just scrape all the paint off with the screwdriver. And I guess you could touch it up, but better to prevent it than to make a mess and have to touch up later. Should I get gloves to do this? To prevent fingerprints? Maybe. After this one I will grab a pair. One of the nice things about originals is that they're very easy to take down, because the switch housing doesn't obstruct the screws for the blades. Okay, gloves acquired. One of the cool things about originals is that it gives you the option to install 4 or 5 blades. There are different layout for the holes, and I think next time I install this fan, whenever that may be, I'll put 5 blades on just to see what it looks like. But I do like the appearance of 4-blade originals, because it just looks a lot more like the older ones, which all were 4 blades. Okay, gotta take this upper canopy off. Kind of a tricky... Actually, no, I gotta take this off first, yeah. I don't really like this design of the canopy, because it kind of pinches the down rod, and that results in the paint on the down rod getting damaged every time you install it and uninstall it. There we go. I think I should remove it all the way. Okay, that wasn't too bad actually. And now we're good. Okay, let's try this out. I made this contraption a while ago. It's a syringe with this bent plastic tube. If I can get this to reach in there, we might be able to suck the oil out. Oh, are we doing it? Oh, we're actually doing it. We're actually taking oil out. Kind of. Well, it kind of worked, kind of didn't. I need a better way of doing this, but it sort of worked. Okay, I shoved a bunch of tissue in there, so hopefully we'll be able to catch any spills if that does occur. You know, that actually wasn't that bad. I thought it would be heavier, but... No, wrong bit. Oh yeah, I just remembered I made this contraption to accommodate the bracket here, because the interesting thing about these newer Hunter Originals is that the spacing for the holes in the bracket are not standard for a 4-inch box. So what I ended up doing was this is a Westinghouse safety box, so I ended up using the mounting bolts that came down from the actual bracket, the brace above, and I put these extensions, I forget what these are called, like extension nuts or whatever, and then it bolted it on from there. So I was wondering, I was looking at this, I was like, that doesn't look right, but it was a little mod I made and it held up just fine. So, yeah. So here's the original taken down, and I'll just put it back in its box. I'm still trying to figure out what I should do with the oil. I probably should drain it out, but I'm not sure what the best method of doing so is. Anyways, let's get the new fan here. Okay, so the fan that will be replacing the original is this Casablanca Four Seasons III 52-inch fan. And there's some sort of bronze finish. I'm not sure if it has a specific name that they called it. And this pretty cool light kit, which, as far as I'm aware, did not come with the fan, but it was an available matching set. So it looks good. It has a light kit, and it's a downward facing triple light, so it should be nice and bright. Got the blades here, canopy, mounting bracket, and the blade brackets. So let's install this one. Okay, let's install this bracket here. This one's got a slot, so it should give us some flexibility on how we want to mount it. I think I want to go for this orientation, because these are 832s, and I think these are 1032s or 1024s, and I have the bolt for that here already, so you might as well use that. So I'll go for this. I'm gonna grab the other one. Okay, so now we have to mount this canopy. Now I don't know if this was called the hang true also. I know the earlier ones before the recall, Casablanca called these the hang true, or more infamously called the hang false. But this is such a bizarre design. I personally really don't like it. It just adds more screws and more components to the mounting procedure, and it's kind of a hassle. I suppose we should do it this way just to get the wires through it, like so. So that means you gotta get the bolt. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Now the stupid thing with this design is that this bolt is the same size and same length as all the others, and now that the fan is already installed, you can't get a full-length screwdriver underneath it to screw it in. You see how it just kind of barely clears that, and just chuck it up in there. Tighten it by hand. Let's try this. I got this little ratchet which just barely reaches. Thank goodness. More. Okay, good enough. Okay, so let's put the blades together. So we got these 3 screws. I'm just gonna mount them on the back of the blades like that. pretty straightforward, so let's start the time lapse. And it's complete. The Casablanca Four Seasons 3. All I need to do is to find some light bulbs for it. These are incandescents and I'm missing one of them, so I'll just swap them out for LEDs probably. But that's a good looking fan. I like the way it looks. And hopefully it'll be a lot brighter in here. Let's restore the power and test it out. I'm curious to see how well balanced it is. Alright, power's back on and here's the fan running on low speed. I first switched it on, I know it was on high and it shook quite a bit, so I tried switching the blades around 2 different times and I think this is about as good as it's gonna get. It still shakes on medium and high, but I don't know, I don't think it's gonna get better unless I put weights on it, which I don't really want to, and I just plan on keeping the fan on low speed anyways. So here it is on low. Let me show you guys the light. Like I said, I want to get different bulbs for it, but here it is for now. It looks pretty cool. It kind of looks like the back end of a space shuttle. The rocket boosters or thrusters, engines, whatever you call it. And I'll show you guys high speed. It does have quite a bit of a hum, but this is a builder style fan anyway, so not the best quality. So it shakes, but it's not terrible. It was a lot worse when I first powered it on. But that's about it, guys. And that is the Casablanca Four Seasons 3 now installed here in the basement bedroom. And this will be here for probably for at least a few months, and I'll probably switch it out before the spring comes, but at least we have a light now. So that should make a good practical fan in here. Alright guys, and that's gonna be it for this one, so thanks for watching, and as always I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.